All right. We're here with Vendilion Clique. I know, crazy. Used to be a powerhouse in other formats, and let's see how it goes here. What's interesting about it is you can leave out counter spells right on turn 3, and if you don't need one, you can just snipe your opponent's hand of something spicy that could otherwise be problematic. Is that good? I don't know. It's not amazing, but you know what? I've never tried it, so let's see what happens. We have a large counterspell package, as we are mono blue, right? We have some bounce effects. We got witness protection for our, like, snipe your commander and potentially take it out of the game completely. We have the curiosity effects, which are really good with flash creatures, right? You just flash this in, you put a curiosity on it, smack your opponent, and it instantly replaced itself and is now this perpetual threat. We have Ascendant Spirit, some other scattered flying threats in here, Brazen Bower, stuff like that. There is also some interesting card whose name eludes me. This one, Academy Lore Master. This is really interesting. I've never seen it before, but what's cool is you can basically just draw 2 cards a turn and play your entire deck on your opponent's turn. If this was a commander, oh boy, it might be better than Brawl if it was a legendary. 2 mana, 2/3, like, it'd be crazy, but it's not a legendary, unfortunately. But yeah, you just draw 2. If your opponent needs to draw, well, they're probably not going to get to cast whatever they, drew extra into. And that just plays so much into your game plan. This card is crazy. If it wasn't for this card, I don't even think I would try this strategy. But this card is here, so we're here. The deck curve is super low. I had like Jin-Gitaxias in here, Kira Best of Sea God, and there was a couple other ones. Shark Typhoon. Like, I had some more expensive stuff, but it didn't feel like it made any sense. Like, it's kind of just like the Ivy deck, where if I'm getting that late into the game, it's kind of hard to still tap out turn 5 for like a big sorcery speed threat, or turn 7, or something like that. And, you could still have counter spells, and there's even points in the game where you have 2 counter spells in a turn cycle. So I don't think there's room for really expensive stuff. With that being said, I'm still trying a haul. I don't expect this to ever do anything, but you know what? It's here. Ristic Study, if we can find a time to tap out on 3 for one of our major threats, Ristic Study probably being one of them, like Tempest Djinn or whatever, we should probably try that. I've never played this card, but I like it. You find some cards, and then you get a free card. I don't know, maybe there's something there. The discount is not too exciting, because if everything's at instant speed, it's not really that great to utilize the bottom portion, so this might be better as like the Seek New Knowledge, the 2 mana draw 2, shuffle 1 away. Like, that could just be better than this, but I haven't tried this yet, and I got it by bursting a bunch of packs open of the most recent alchemy set, so let's try it. And I think that is it. Oh, I guess there's this. It's just basically just a adorable Venser, but that's flying and bargain. I don't know, we'll try it. Not too exciting though. This is probably one of the weaker cards, but I haven't played it before. Yep, like, comment, subscribe. Let's see how we do. Oh wait, no, I queued the wrong deck. I'm just dumb. All right, we're playing a game of Atali, I guess. All right, yeah. We also get to float 2 mana off of this with the snake, and then I get to cast Into the North here. Nothing matters. You just stare at each other, and then someone casts Atali and wins, and whoever did that first probably wins, but not always. Wow, I didn't instantly lose to a Thoughtseize? Oh my goodness. I kind of hope they kill this, because it is surprisingly not useful in any way to me. So I wouldn't... Okay, you know what? I actually think they had Thoughtseize and chose not to use it last turn, which kind of makes sense. I can kind of get behind that. don't think I want those. Okay, well, I have no attack. Yeah, we're gonna take out the Symmetry Sage. Should be something else. Well, at least I cast it pre-combat. Yep, still have nothing. Tireless Tracker. Alright, I'd rather not play against that card here. Well, that was really good, given what I've got going on. Ristic Study is a problem for nobody. Because now they have the mana to ignore it. I also don't have a counterspell, because it doesn't... Alright, I drew a card anyways. It looks like we're going to lose a card from hand, though. I could also maybe... Alright, well, let's see what happens. The fact that the Symmetry Sage is not anything else has been actually absolutely atrocious right now. It's been really, really bad. Okay, yeah, there's never a point in which I have access to that, so... I will defend this. My opponent has Veil of Summer. Okay. I don't feel like that won out for my opponent. I don't think that made a lot of sense to me. Okay, so let's play the... Wait, what do they have in their graveyard? Just a Tireless Tracker? Alright. I'm gonna let them do this, see what they target. Snapcaster, so they could recast, I guess, Thoughtseize? Okay. It can't be a Maelstrom Pulse. I guess I'll Narset's Reversal that, so I can see what's going on. They also lose the Thoughtseize of their own, so... Atali's kind of spooky. I guess I'll take that. I don't want that to be a problem. I have no answer to this, so I'll let that happen. Okay, so I'm going to target myself, get rid of that. Okay, what's under this? That's not terrible. I can push more damage right now with the short up, but I'd rather just wait. Grizzly Salvage, sure. They find stuff, I guess. That's a whole lot of stuff. Ooh, I've never seen this art. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. They take Shieldred? Really? Okay. I guess I sacrificed the hacker. Doesn't exactly have any text on it. Alright, they just don't cast Shieldred. Makes sense, I guess. Actually, could they have cast Shieldred? I think they might have been able to. I'm not sure. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to play this as a land because I don't really have much else going on. My opponent doesn't have anything going on, and this pushes damage. So I will do this. And then play this and leave these two up. Despite not having a continuous threat to constantly pressure my opponent, I might still win this. Okay, they did not discard the Fable Passage to Soul of Windgrace for any ability. Interesting. Must mean their random blind top deck was insane. Not sure. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Okay. They have a land. Okay, so can I do any more damage? No. No, there's no recourse here, so we just push the damage. And... Alright. My hand is still decent. Seven, 8, 9. Okay. So I have to play something. Nice. Oh, wow. Man, I didn't have much commentary there. It was just kind of focused. But yeah, that was interesting. So, all right. So, after just a couple games, I am taking out Cemetery Sage and a land to add Mox Amber because I think this probably could go in here pretty easily. And Bone Splitter because it's like a Cemetery Sage, except I don't have to play spells to trigger it, and it's not too unreasonable to just push this on to any of my very evasive creatures and just beat them to death kind of fast. So that seems fine. Let's start with that. Niv Mizzet is probably a horrendously bad matchup. I can't counter this, right? Why am I against uncounterable things suddenly? What are you doing to me, game? What are you doing? What are you doing? I can put Witness Protection on it, but that's just very unrealistic in my opinion. This also might not be an amazing Lore Master game, because my opponent is a blue-red deck. So it doesn't really feel that... like, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but you know what? I'm still going to play it. Like, if they have a Mana Rock here, they can't do this. And Niv Mizzet almost always has two, like, turn 2 Mana Rocks and stuff, so... looks like they don't. They're going to discard. Huh. Interesting decision, I guess. I mean, maybe this just short circuits people and they just play it wrong. Can't really play anything. Well, I can, but... okay. I feel like every time they say yes, it's favorable because they're not playing any Mana Rocks, which is actually massive for me. I could be wrong, though. They can't even have a 2-minute spell right now. Sure. What do you got? Scry 2, draw. Flame of Lenore, draw. I'll get rid of that one. Actually, that one's kind of annoying. So, do I want to play something right now? I don't think I do. Wait, what are you doing? You should wait till the trigger resolves. What are you doing? You didn't wait till the trigger resolves! No! Opponent, no! No! Oof. Alright, well now it's a lot easier to choose. Yeah, that was a colossal oof. That was a rough skis there. Rough skis for sure. I could have disruptioned it, actually. Would that have been better? I don't know. Spell Pierce is... Yeah, Spell Pierce might be more useful, but I don't have another land, so... I don't know. They probably just foretell this Epiphany. They put themselves under the tax again, right? Yep, alright. I think my opponent literally just, like, didn't know how to play against this. And it just, like I said, if we ever play this, our chance of winning just completely skyrockets. Especially when your opponent doesn't know how it works. Yeah, that was insane. And you also need to have them for them to be relevant. And it also needs things to close the game out with alongside of it. Otherwise, it's also irrelevant. And they had all of that, so... was never going to win that game. Silly me. I could have V-clicked in response to their commander to, like, attack the hand, especially when they didn't pay for the heuristic study, so that was completely on me. And that if there was an avenue to win there, I completely avoided it. Opponent has perfect colors on turn 3. Of course they do. I can't cast Thirst. I'll just sort of die. Okay, that was not too big of a deal. I think I should cast Thirst, because if I miss a land drop, I kind of lose the game. So, you and Fly. Fly doesn't look like it's doing much. Again, I want to hit my land drops. That is useful, though. That's too useful to not keep. Okay. Very well. Oh, is there an end step spell? Oh, can't trigger the raid, Sag. That'd be kind of funny. Feed the swarm. Let's see if we can protect this. Why not? They seem to have no answer to it, so I'll just let it poke my opponent over and over. They can race me with the Den of the Bugbear. It's not impossible. You know what? Let's do this. Oh, another removal spell. What a surprise. Out of a Grixis deck. No way. Can I please draw a land? What is going on here? I've seen a lot of cards here. I'm kind of surprised to see that, actually. I could have played this first. Maybe that would have made sense. I don't know. It probably would have made sense to play this first. I don't expect it to survive. Oh, it did. Alright, so I just mis-sequenced. Fair enough. Soul Shatter. No? Their second spell will make this cost 2? What does that do? Send a graveyard to the battlefield tapped? I have no idea what that's doing in their deck, but that's kind of cool, I guess. Alright, cool. They didn't want to keep going. I don't really know what on earth that is doing. A hard-to-deal-with threat that comes out of your graveyard? Alright, so we took out some more stuff, like Fly, and some other weird stuff to add another bounce spell and another land, just to feel a little bit more comfortable to play the game. To cast my spells. Alright, so go wide small creatures are very problematic. This is a hand that wants me to just race my opponent down real fast, but I'm on the draw, so who knows. Oh, they mulligans, probably just looking for the the 1/2, its name I can't remember. The 1/2 mana dork that makes your legendaries uncounterable. Okay, or they just had not great hands, that also works. Destiny Spinner, of course. Yep. See, they are just mulliganing for this because why wouldn't they? We foretell this. Oh, okay. I guess my opponent didn't want to play anyways, which is kind of unbelievable. Okay. I am going to play this, because if my opponent chooses to play a Mana Rock instead of kill this, I guess we're in a really nice spot. But if they choose to kill it, then... Alright, looks like they have literally neither. Curious. Do I foretell? I don't think I do. That is actually kind of annoying. It's actually really annoying. That's also very annoying. Well, very good, I should say. That's also very good. Let's exile Spell Pierce. Oh, I see a land on top of my deck. It's not great. They did not cast their commander, and they gave me this filter, which is kind of crazy. Must have something. Nope, they just don't have anything. They'd rather push all that. Okay, I guess that's fair. This? And I think I will upkeep, or rather, I'll let them do all that. let him draw, then Vendilion collect them. Because I still have a counterspell post all of this. I don't care if they counter this. Okay. Actually, wait a minute. I have to let this die. Yeah, I have to let this die, because I can't let them resolve their commander, which I can't do about it. You know what? I'm actually going to target myself, because they only have one card. So... Oh, maybe that was stupid. Oh, it was stupid, wasn't it? Yeah, that was dumb. I should have just looked at what they had. Should have just looked. Yeah, should have looked. Okay, just didn't matter. They looted that away, that's funny. That would have been kind of useful, wouldn't it have? Maybe not. Alright, what do we draft here? Peek? Oh, that's adorable. Alright, I'm going to peek to trigger the Ledger Shredder. Alright, let's do that. That is really funny. I got a peek off the tome. Oh, no hand. Love me a good peek. Alright, what do we get this time? Opponent has one more turn, basically. Quicken. I mean, it's a cantrip, and it triggers Ledger Shredder as a second spell. I don't know why they keep looting there. There's not much of a reason to. Maybe you add it to the graveyard if they have Snapcaster or something. Alright, literally no card in the game gets them out of this at this point, so... Power Word Kill actually would, but I have a counterspell, so it doesn't. And they don't cast it. Really? Okay. Cool. I think, actually, yeah, no, it would have always made sense to play Power Word Kill instead here. Like, I'm going to hit you with this again because you did that, but you have to respect as much as you can while staying alive, which means you really need to kill this Ledger Shredder right now, or attempt to. It wouldn't have worked, but that would have just been the thing to do. Okay, so I took out some more expensive stuff and added more frogify effects, just so I don't die to, like, a single large flying and or reach creature that I would otherwise just easily win against. So, let's see how that works. I've not the faintest clue. Mono green again, and it's a different commander again. Alright. It's green, green, green. Just throwing the green at me here. This Illuminator's also been a little weak, but it just hasn't been able to, you know, prove itself yet. Oh look, a Minidork. I will actually play this and exile my instant. I think the information is very useful. Also, I can cast the top card. If it ends up being useful. So, there's a lot of things that are fine to bounce here in green. I'd like to see that instead of a needing to cast a counterspell. Okay. There's also a fair amount of creatures in my deck, so creature and instant were the two good ones. And we did have something to end up bouncing, which is actually really huge here. Means I'm not drawing that. Speaking of drawing things, this is very good. Alright, does my opponent use it? I'm sure they do, right? Like, it's pretty easy for them to just draw and play, like, cheap things like this. There's no way this doesn't favor me. Oh, they didn't take the draw. They didn't take the draw. Love it. I love it. Take action. Yes. Alright, so we get to foretell. Kind of get to cheat the mana increase. It's kind of funny. Actually, maybe... Do I have to exile? If I don't, I shouldn't have exiled that. I do have stuff like Snapcaster in my deck. Narset's reversal is not looking good, though. Not gonna lie. Really? You just windmill slam your commander? Wow. Alright. I'm gonna get rid of this. See if I find a counterspell on the top. I do not. Sag. Okay, they got Goose. Fair enough, I guess. I think we will draw and then just still pay for this because it just seems nice. Put it here. There's no point in swinging with the Lore Master. Okay. There's no world in which they could ever Lore Master here. Yeah, this is just another game where this card has proven itself to be just totally cracked. Nissa. That doesn't instantly win the game, so you can have it. And look at the top three. They whiff, which is, I assume, pretty likely. There you go. Alright, looks like they're finally doing it. Yep, it's the annoying one. So I put that back to hand, and I get my own copy, and I go this way. Oh, that feels great. Oh, that feels great. Oh, I love it. Alright, so they can recast it again, and I can bully him further. They cast the Goose, so they can chump block. I have no recourse. Oh, no, they're done, though. They're done anyways. The Goose actually on board buys them a turn, and I'm only drawing a land. Now, there's a chance I have something on top to cast, but obviously I don't know. And I have something right here. I could seek a non-land, and there's a lot that are fairly useful, even though they're mostly counter spells. This is also a chump block, so it doesn't actually get them out of anything, but they were not dead. GG. Speaking of not mattering, this hand is not great, especially against Valky. Like, they can just cast Valky for the, like, the dummy side, and then it's, like, kind of just fine. They can just cast that and be like, alright, cool. I wonder if they do. They don't. Really? Really? Let's put Curiosity here, then. I'll at least cycle the Curiosity. If my opponent's going to let me, I'm going to do it. We don't have any creatures in hand, so they don't have a Valky here, right? Okay, so that puts a big clock on me. Maybe it doesn't. Actually, hold on. Yeah, no, we can just do this. That's fine. Let's just do that. Because I have Spell Pierce, and I just hope that's their play for next turn. Alright. I need some kind of land. There we go. No reason to play Magic on my own turn. Curiosity is just absolutely schmeating. Alright, we're literally in cyberbully mode right now. Oh, get censored. Oh no. Oh. Ooh, that was bad. Yeah, I just brawled my opponent. Oh, I think that's unwinnable, which is fine. You can't win every game. You're gonna have bad matchups. We just happen to have a matchup that is so bad, we could probably just scoop at the start. We just, it's not like a matchup where it's, oh, it's 60-40 or 30-70. It's probably like 90-10, 95-5, 90-10 at the best. It's just not great. Okay, my opponent really likes Croxa. Really fueling the graveyard here. I like it. Alright, they see our weird thing with text on it. No reason to counter that. Let's get rid of Narset's Reversal, I believe. Seems like the weakest card in my hand by a lot. So that's fine. So, frogifying Crocs is pretty neat, but it doesn't really deal with any problems. Alright, well, my opponent now just has the best card in the game, and we're just losing 2 constructed cards, because I have nothing that beats that. Yep, this is probably too good, actually. Do I? No, I was going to say, do I, like, frogify this? I don't think I do. Just leave up Vendilion Clique. I could have put the thing here. I don't know that that really helps me at all. My opponent has had just, like, the best, like, a fetch land, a 0 mana replacing itself card, and then, like, Fabled Passage to, like, turn, what is this, turn 4 Croxa? No, it's not turn 4 Croxa. If they had a creature to sacrifice, this would have been a turn 4 Croxa to the Phyrexian Tower. Because they would have had to cheat to, they would have needed to cheat mana somehow to obviously make that be a reality, and they did here. Yep, that was completely insane. Probably the best opener I've ever seen Croxa have. But it doesn't really matter too much, because it either wins or it doesn't. It's not like it's going to race me. It's not really what Croxa's doing. But the Swiftfoot Boots is kind of annoying. I'm in no position to fight over anything other than Croxa, really. And soft counters are pretty useless because all the treasure tokens. It's not really a surprise, though. They shock themselves. Not good. Not a good sign, I must admit. They unearth Croxa? What the... Why? Okay. I can't use this because they have Swiftfoot Boots. That's why I did what I did. It came out of the graveyard, so you can still wash it away for 1. Does it stay in the graveyard? Probably. I don't know why it wouldn't. No recourse to that, so you have treasures. Oh, they can't make more treasures, I see. I will look at your hand. Both of these are spine-snappingly good. Let's take the one that costs less mana. Hope they didn't randomly draw Fatal Push. Cool. Put this here because Clique is scarier. That was a very good draw. They're spending a treasure to just make another treasure. That's funny. I guess this is safe to not attack by that logic, though, so makes sense to me. I have 6 in the air. If I can just barely cross the finish line, that would be nice. Croxa is far from doing anything. It's also only maybe discard things that were kind of useless. Okay. So now they need 2 relevant spells. Of course they have one, why wouldn't they? Now they need... Well, now I need a relevant spell, or I need them to not have a relevant spell. That was a very relevant spell, so we're back to them needing 2 spells. If I draw another counter spell, we are in a very good spot. Actually, there's a lot of good draws. Oh, there's also a lot of bad ones. Alright, so they need to draw something good here between these two. I need to have 2 good cards. They have not had a land, so I don't believe that's one of them. That is fine, because it makes them lose 2 life. So now I need this last card to be irrelevant. It sort of is. Wait, do they have the mana to kill me? 6, lose 10. I would go to 1 anyways. I wouldn't actually die. Wow. Oh, they draw off the tiny bones. Oh, please don't be good. It needs to be an instant. It needs to be an instant. Alright, it wasn't. Alright, we're good. Ooh, close game. Close game. That was a funny draw. Obviously, it could have been a good draw, like a better one, but that was funny. It put me in an emotional roller coaster. It just takes so long. I just... Even if I won that game, I probably wouldn't have put it in the YouTube video, because I'm not going to edit. That game alone would be half my editing. I'm just not going to do that. Good lord. Okay, well, I've got nothing to do here. Let's just do that. Swing. Yeah, some people are just slow. It is what it is. Not everyone plays plays that fast. This is fine. I can't fault them for that. It's not their fault. Alright, counterspell? Is that what we're doing here? No, it's just a click of their own. Fair enough. My hand is not looking too good. I guess I trade clicks. Okay. That's not very good either. Wow, they just straight up take it. Wow. Okay. Was not expecting that. I was fully expecting, I was committed to a trade there. That's crazy. Clique doesn't seem like the best target for your stuff. Alright, I have no respect for this card, but unfortunately it is a flyer. Okay. Taking all the damage in the world. Love it. They missed a land drop last turn. That's their top deck. Okay. What does this even do? Wait, what does this do? Let's actually Storm Tamer that trigger. So I can push damage. Well, now I kind of have to push damage because I'm not drawing anything. Kind of have to push it. I actually should have drawn there just to see if I found something. I needed it to draw right there. If I drew like a 2-1 or something that doesn't have flash or a creature, could have been debatable to play it, but maybe not. Enters the battlefield, 1 target creature. Its controller seeks a creature card. I am completely fine with this. That is A-okay to me. You got it. Oh, look, I just found another creature anyways. Look at that. Yeah, that was not... This is not... My opponent's playing some interesting cards for Urion. Very interesting. Opponent, this doesn't... What are you doing? Oh, wait, no, yes, this does. I was going to say, this doesn't do anything, but, I mean, it does stop me from hitting you, so it does make sense. It just looks weird because I'm drawing all these cards. Okay, maybe I didn't want to do that, actually. Yeah, maybe I didn't want to flash that back, or foretell. Oh, well. Too late. I mean, this looks kind of annoying, but I'm kind of just not too upset about this. Yeah, I really did not want to foretell this. I got ahead of myself. Okay, can we stop having these, please? Alright. Well, they're sticking in. They've been, they're playing cards, and it's been sort of useful. Is this the Desperation Urion? Yep. Opponent has a 1-mana blue spell. I wonder what it is. Probably Essence Flux. I don't think it could be anything else. It can't be Spell Pierce right now, so... Yeah, it looks like Essence Flux. No, it isn't. I don't know what it is. Rhystic Study's pretty good here. But so is this. They're kind of similar. Let's just play this one. It's more annoying. And this isn't actually doing anything as a 2-3 anyways. Alright, yeah. Yeah, they're I just... Too much tempo. They just can't do anything. Okay, so... I actually like this a lot. It's very similar to your typical mono blue counterspells for days kind of deck. But it's cool how you can target yourself or your opponent, get rid of a card in your opponent's hand that's a problem for you, and they might draw something weaker. Or you can get rid of a card in your hand that isn't doing much and turn it into something stronger. So that's really cool. I actually like that a lot. The fact that this has Flash, I feel like allows this to be possible. If it did not have Flash, I don't think this is remotely... you like don't even take this into consideration. Tempest Djinn is actually decent, but the other Djinn was not. Where is it? It's the one that gets power toughness for your spells in graveyard. Yeah, the instant sorceries. This one takes a lot longer to make large, and you can play it on turn 4 and leave up a majority of your counter spells because it discounts them, which is decent, but I don't know. It is a 3-mana sorcery threat that is not that large usually. It doesn't have any way to gain haste either. I can't fling it at my opponent. There's no red splash. I think this is a lot more of a red card, or a blue-red card, than Tempest Djinn is. So with that logic, I think I'm going to take this out for I don't know what, but just something. Rhystic Study is decent. Again, with the 3-mana plus cards, you got to find a spot to cast them and still let them be useful when you're trying to leave up a wall of flash threats and counter spells. So it could be difficult to, cast Rhystic Study on turn 3 and still do things, because that is in the way of actually casting Clique, right? Where you kind of want to kill your opponent. Because the more time goes on, that could be harder and harder, especially if you don't have like a curiosity that's just completely cyberbullying your opponent, stealing 12 cards in advantage, right? So it's kind of tough. You could actually bring in, and I actually don't hate this, now that I'm looking at the Bone Splitter, is the other Bone Splitter. The exact same card with the fancy exile effect on it, but the 2 power to the attack is pretty good. Making Vendilion Clique itself a... actually, I like that a lot. Making it a... with a 25 health, yeah, 5-turn clock is pretty decent, and it's very easy to protect it, right? It does mean you don't want to play Essence Flux or something, because then you just drop these off and you'd have to re-equip, which is a lot of mana, or it can be, so... I liked this a lot. Can I see the cards? Yes, Ponder, Opt. I actually like this. it's just kind of cool. Like, I just like everything it can do. It's kind of neat. Um, the double up spells are very nice too with this book when it comes to Ledger Shredder, because it gives you a second spell. It's pretty neat, and it's just card advantage. It just has to tax you perpetually for a mana because the spell isn't free, right? So, but other than that, it is kind of just another curiosity effect. So I'd say it's worth it. I like it. If you like the curiosity effects in this format, it is just another one. It's actually an equipment too, so it doesn't just go away forever. You can keep using it. It's kind of cool. This is fine, right? If you like Venser, the 4-mana 2/2 Venser, you'll like this one. They're kind of the same thing, except this has a little bit more text on it, but most of all, it has flying. If it didn't fly, I don't play this. I never got to use this. I think I crafted this. I had a mythic and I crafted this with it. Wow, this seems pretty good. It just never came up. This is fine as a 4-mana 2/2, but that's later in the game, but it's still fine there. But I really like it because it's sort of another Snapcaster, and it can keep coming back, which is kind of funny. So there's something there. It is something, however, that does not get exiled to your Cemetery Illuminator. So if you need a creature for this, that's not one of them. If that was like, you're the only one playing creatures, your opponent doesn't have any, and your creature died, and you can't exile it because it gets shuffled away, it's a very small thing, but it's something to consider, I guess. Because this having creatures and instants exiled under it was very relevant. I didn't know how good this card would be because it doesn't have flash, and it's just like another Rhystic Study you're just slapping into play. You know, the sorcery speed at 3 mana is just not great, but it was actually pretty useful. Playing off the top of your deck is card advantage, right? And if it's a lot of the same card type, it's pretty easy to do that with something like this. It's like the blue version of Oracle of Moldiah, right? So yeah, why not? Um, I can't really hit people more than once with this, I noticed. So this could come out for something, or I could find a way to pick this up repeatedly, which I'm not a fan of doing that. I don't think that's somewhere I want to be. I already have some spells that do that, like Into the Royal. You could sort of bounce your own hacker, but most of the time that's never ever going to be the thing you want to do, but maybe sometimes it is. So this probably isn't that great. There are some times where you do get to hit your opponent after it resolved a couple times, but for the most part, I don't think that's realistic. So, but yeah, this is a pretty good commander. It's surprisingly good. I'm surprised I never see it. I would say that you will almost always lose to Emoti. So if you're up against Emoti a lot, or you just like bullying Emoti, then this is probably not the deck to do that with, because if you counter Emoti over and over, or large spells, they cascade, so they get 2 spells, and you're not really ever beating that. So Emoti is not a great matchup, but Atali is, and Atali is definitely way more common. And again, the mono blue strategies will always struggle against the can't be countered green cards. There's like 2 or 3 of them, not Veil of Summer, but there's 2 or 3 creatures that say your spells can't be countered once that one comes into play. And I think one of them can't be countered itself. So if they're ever in play and you have no recourse to them, you're probably going to lose. So if you don't like bumping into that issue, then I wouldn't recommend this either. But outside of those 2 cases, I like this. It was actually pretty fun. I got to play some neat creatures in here and have an annoying thing to put a bunch of curiosity effects on, which who doesn't like doing that? But that'll be all for now. Let me know what you thought about this list. If you have ideas, let me know your ideas in the comments below. Comment again, and subscribe. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching.